the question from yesterday's starter on code save. We'll make it quick. So the question, in this question we have been given an array A of length n, and we can perform the following operation on A. We can choose two indices L and R such that L and R lies between 1 to n, and for every element which lies between L and R, including L and R, we will increase the element by 1. We can change AI to AI plus 1, which means to increase the element by 1. Now JJ wants to make A palindromic. Now we want our final array A to be palindromic after applying those operations. So what will be the final minimum number of moves to do so? And an array is called palindromic. So you know what a palindromic array is. So the input is given first test cases, then n, and then AI. Now let's choose the first test case. Let's observe the first test case 264341. So the actual array is 264341. You can see the array is not palindromic since the first element is 2 and the last element is 1, and you can check for other indices too. So what we will do, we will first apply the operation to the indices 4 to 6. We will choose L equal to 4, R equal to 6, and we will apply the operation one time. So the array will change to 264452. Now you can see that this 2 became equal to this 2. Now this 6 is not equal to 5, and this 4 became equal to this 4. Now the only element which is different is this 5, which is causing trouble. So we will, in second operation, we will just choose L equal to 5, R equal to 5, and we will increase this element by 1. So now our array is palindromic. The final array became palindromic array. So we were given the actual array 264341. The final array became 264462. What are the changes done to the element? That will be a key role in solving this problem. So the changes done to the first element, the 2 is still 2. So it is, the changes done is 0. Similarly for 6 and 4 it is 0. Now this 3 has been changed to 4. So we applied operation on 3 one time. We applied operation on element 5 2 times, and the last element we applied operation one time. So the changes done are 1 to 1. Now what we need to observe here is that till we can apply the operation, like the changes needs to be done was 1 to 1. So we can apply the minimum number of operation in this subarray is 1. So we can apply the operation 1 to 1 on this 3 element one time, and then the changes needs to be done on this. On the fourth element will be 0, the fifth element will be 0, because we applied operation one time in a single go, and now this element will be 1, because we need to apply operation on this 2 times. So the changes now done to be 0. Let me write it for you. Will be 0 0 0. The fourth element is also 0. Now the fifth element needs to be changed by 1, and the fifth element needs to be changed by 0. So in second operation we can change it to 1. So we have to calculate, first we will calculate the change array, like for how much the elements need to be changed, and you can see that we can only increase the elements. So if this is 2 and this is 1, we can't make this 2 1, we have to make this 1 2 only. Similarly, if this is 6 and this is 4, this element is less than 6, or the corresponding element which will make it palindromic. So we have to increase the smaller element to the higher element. We can't decrease the higher element to smaller element. We are not allowed to do so. So we need to calculate the change array, which will give us this, and we will check for a continuous increment. Like if 1 to 1 is there, we can here a continuous increment is need to be done. So we can continuously increase these elements by 1, and then the operation 1 is performed on fifth indices. If we will, like, here is the second test case which I made for you. So the element is 10 to 881, and you can see that clearly this array is not palindromic. Here it is 10, here it is 1, here it is 2, here it is 8. So to make this array palindromic, we need to change it into 10 8 8 10. Now what are the changes done here? The changes done here 0 6 0 0 9. Now whenever we get n 0 in our change array, that means we cannot apply operation to that element. So we have to change all the elements before the 0 which are continuously been changed. So here we can apply 6 times operation on index 2, and we can apply 9 times operation on index 5. So the final answer will be 15. The minimum number of moves to do will be 15. There is no possible way to do it in less than 15 ways. Now this test case will help you understand it more clear. We have actual array 0 0 0 0 4 3 1 7 5, and to make this array palindromic, the first element needs to change by 5, the second element needs to be changed to 7, the third element needs to be changed to 1, the fourth element needs to be changed to 3, and this element needs to be changed to 4. Now what we will calculate the change array for this element, these two. The change array is the first element changed by 5, second changed by 7, third changed by 1, fourth changed by 3, and the fifth changed by 1. So what we can do here to calculate the minimum number of steps here, you can see that this is a continuous segment which is being increased. These 5 elements are the continuous segment which has been increased to 5, 7, 1 or anything, but they are not, there is no 0 in between. So we can apply the operation one time here, and then we will left with the changes. The 5 will reduce to 4, the 7 will reduce to 6, now this 1 will reduce to 0, this 3 will reduce to 4, and this 4 will reduce to 3, and these all will be 0 only because we didn't did any operation on this. Let's say the operation we did was on from index 1 to 5. Now you can see that we have to apply operation on this segment and on this segment. Now in this segment we can apply the operation 4 times, so that this will become 0, this will become 0, and this will be left with 2, and then we can apply the operation 2 times here, so it will be 0 also. So total number of operation needs to be done on this segment is 6. Similarly, the total number of operation needs to be done on this segment is 2. So the final answer will be 6. We did the operation one time earlier, 6 plus 1 plus, and for this segment the total number of operations needs to be done is 3, which sums up to 10. So the minimum number of operations to do this, to make this array palindromic is 10. Now how we can do this? So the approach will be, let me delete all these things. So the approach will be, we will first calculate the change array. So this is our change array. Now we will look for continuous increment. We will look for continuous increment means non-decreasing segment in our change array. So here this non-decreasing segment in this change array is 5 7. So we can change this 5 and 7 to, we can change this 5 and 7 to palindrome by 7 moves. Like 5 moves will be applied on these two, and the 2 moves will be applied on this array individually, so that the final change array will become 0 and 0. We can make this continuous segment 0 by applying minimum 7 number of moves. But we can also consider this one, like if we are applying operation on this, the first decreasing element in our increasing segment is 1. So we can take this element also in consideration. The element is 1, so we can apply operation on the whole this element, not whole, let's say we will apply operation on whole this element. So one time we can apply operation on this continuous segment. So now the changed array was 4 6 0 2 3. So we will consider the last element also, and we will subtract this element from this one. So basically what we did was, until here we need to do 7 moves, but after these 7 we need to apply 1 minus move. Means if it is 3, we need to apply only 2 moves here. If it is 4, we need to apply only 3 moves here. It is 1, we need to apply 0 moves here. So we will maintain a variable to subtract, which will tell us what is need to be subtracted from the further continuing segment. So let's try to code this one. Palindrome. So just forget these things, I just wrote them all during contest. So first we took the array input, Then we created a change array. Now we calculated change for all these elements. Now we are having one variable answer, one variable is previous. We will store the maximum till now in a continuous sub segment of increasing change array, and to subtract is maintained to calculate how much we need to subtract from the element. Like if it change need to be done is 571230000, so we need to subtract this one from the further elements. So these two sub will take care of that subtraction. So what we will do, we will keep updating our previous to maximum of previous, and change of I minus to subtract how much we need to subtract. Initially we need to subtract 0, and we will check for if I is less than n, because we have to check further if I change of I is greater than change of I plus 1, means we got our first decreasing element. Then we will update the previous to maximum of previous and change of I minus 2 sub. We will update our answer to previous. We'll add answer plus equal to previous. To subtract will be updated to change of I plus 1. Previous will become 0. And finally, since we are checking until n minus 1 element only, we will again need to add previous if the n minus 1 element is also changing. See, and then we will see out answer. Let's try to submit it, compile and run. Flag, we need to delete this variable also. It was all written during contest. I create so much variable. So now I'll submit this. I hope this should be submitted, because it was submitted in the contest last night. Okay, it is the correct answer. Thank you. See you guys next month.